Hey guys, how's it going? It's Matt McNeil. I just figured I would check in. I'm working hard on all of these Eds. I've got quite a few of them sitting here at the moment, and they're all waiting for eyeballs. Yeah, Fourth Seal's got some eyes coming to me tomorrow that will at least take care of 5 of these guys, or actually 6 of these guys, which is great. But in the meantime, I am working on Evil Ed wigs. And one of the things that's really interesting is on the site we talk a lot about sculpting and painting and casting and all that stuff, but you know, very rarely do you see something about putting a wig on a mask, you know, like herring or that kind of thing. But never have I really seen anybody talk about having to make a wig for a display. So I figured I would just check in and show you guys what I'm doing on these guys. One of the things that I did is when I first made this Evil Ed, I ordered a couple of different Raggedy Ann wigs off of Amazon thinking, oh yeah, I'll just pop a wig on one of these guys and it'll be perfect. The answer is no. Those wigs on Amazon are garbage. I didn't find a single wig that was any good. First of all of the yarn that they used was really, really thin yarn. And if you look at the production stills from the movie, they used very, very kind of heavy yarn just like this. The other thing was the bangs are very specific to Evil Ed. And there wasn't a single wig that I found out of a bag from Amazon that sort of fit that bill. But I did learn one thing from those wigs. The thing that I learned was yarn piles up very, very quickly. And so if you take a wig cap and you fill in every single hole in a wig cap with yarn, what you're going to end up with is a wig that's about this big. It's going to be a giant halo of yarn. So what you have to do is strategically, as you're building a wig, do it in layers so that it it has nice coverage, but it also doesn't fill itself out so much that it's ginormous. So that's what I've done here is I've strategically sort of, started around the back and then worked my way in rings, but, leaving gaps as I went. And if I needed something, I would fill in just to kind of give me the shape that I wanted as I was going. The other thing is, like we talked about before, the bangs on Evil Ed are very, very specific. So one of the things that I did here was I didn't want to lock in this hair so specifically that it took the decision making a little bit in the display away from whoever is displaying it. So not only that, but I kind of felt like if I locked it in and put this thing in a box and sent it across the country, there's a very high likelihood that by the time it got to somebody, it would be very, very difficult if I made it so specific for them to then make it back to the specificity that I locked it in before I put it in the box, if that makes any sense at all. So one of the things that I've done here is I've kind of built in some decision making for whoever's displaying this mask. Now, clearly from the stills of the movie, Evil Ed has these bangs, and I think it was a production thing. They probably made a wig almost exactly like this, but they didn't want the hair to be an Evil Ed's face, they didn't want like that sort of center part look. You know what I mean? It would be in his face, and you wouldn't get a good look at the cross on his forehead or the great makeup or any of that stuff. So what they did was they literally, from what I can tell in the movie, they took the bangs and they flipped them back over the top. So what I've done here is I've taken this second row of yarn and I've tied it back, right? So these are all loops. Everything here is a loop. But I left this fringe. And the reason I've left this fringe is because I feel like if I were getting this, I would want a little bit of a say in exactly how this wig appears in my cabinet. That way, I'm a little bit of a part of kind of setting this guy up and making him look exactly like he did in the movie. You can grab those stills all over the internet and figure out exactly what was the way. He had a little bit of hair sticking out here. Some pictures I've seen Ed with a couple of strands of yarn in his face like that. But in doing it like this, I've not really locked it in so much that the owner can't customize or personalize their display. So I think that's the way to go. If somebody that's ordered one of these guys says, oh yeah, that's a really stupid idea, I want you to lock it in, let me know. But to me, this feels like the best way to ship one of these guys and to give the new guy, the new owner, some say over how this guy's gonna look. And the other thing that I would say is, once I figured out how I wanted to display him, if you really want to lock this guy in, I probably would hit it with some Aquanet or some like high hold hairspray, or even go as far as using some of this stuff, you know, some crystal clear, probably the satin or the matte is what I'll go with, and on my personal display, just to kind of, you know, lock this guy in at the top and give it a look, but also so that it's, you know, more or less immovable should, like out here in LA, the earth decide to shake. So anyway, there you go. Hopefully I'll have some eyeballs in these guys, and once I do have a totally finished guy with eyeballs and all of that good stuff, I'll take a picture with a wig and some clothes and all of that. So anyway, hope everybody's doing well, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks, guys.